May 30th, 1995, Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada. August 24th, 1990, Greifswald, Germany. July 6th, 1995, Tirana, Albania. Many researchers believe that with the increasing number of UFO sightings, it is just a matter of time before an irrefutable alien encounter happens. In that case, what plans do we have for dealing with them? What if the aliens are hostile, intent on conquering us? How will people react? A dress rehearsal for just such a scenario took place in 1938 during a radio broadcast to the eastern United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a grave announcement to make. Incredible as it may seem, those strange beings who landed in the Jersey farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars.
War of the Worlds was a science fiction story written in the 1890s and broadcast by Orson Welles on his Mercury Theater of the Air.
The battle which took place tonight at Grover Mills has ended in one of the most startling defeats ever suffered by an army in modern times.
But it was a very powerful broadcast, and it led to attacks on the radio station and things like that.
7,000 men armed with rifles and machine guns pitted against the single fighting machine of the invaders from Mars.
Many people did not realize that they were listening to a radio play, became panicked by what they heard.
The broadcast ignited hysteria. Switchboards up and down the East Coast were overloaded with frightened callers. Hundreds of people evacuated their homes. The police even received eyewitness reports of fires raging from the attack.
Many people took protective kinds of action that looked silly in retrospect, but seemed very sensible to the people at the time. And the social psychologists have had a wonderful thing to study ever since.
Summer 1952, Washington, D.C. With widespread reports of UFO sightings over the nation's capital, the alien invasion scenario became all too real to the U.S. government. What happened next would impact UFO policy for decades.
This included radar observations. This included incursions by multiple phenomenon over the Capitol building, and it definitely raised the concern of the United States Air Force.
It was bedlam for a while there. It was 2 weekends in a row where UFOs were seen over the White House. We know that President Truman was very concerned about this. The CIA was absolutely intent on doing something about this problem.
In January 1953, the CIA convened a panel of scientists and military advisors to study the UFO issue, headed by H.P. Robertson of the California Institute of Technology. While the Robertson panel unanimously concluded that UFOs posed no direct threat to national security, the panel did suggest a plan for dealing with them.
The Robertson panel concluded that it was in the best interest of the United States government to suppress media coverage of UFO sightings. And to do that, they recommended a number of standard propaganda methods. They wanted, first of all, to use ridicule to cast the subject into disrepute.
And this was in the context of a training program that they wanted to put out, an educational campaign, which would involve two components, training and debunking. They use the word debunking, and they actually say that the mass media should be employed by the national security apparatus of the United States to control the way the UFO subject was presented.